Welcome back everyone to another Hearts of Iron 4 mod spotlight, and this time we're going to take a look at Führerreich, which we cannot really take a look into it very deeply, but I will just make this video so that you know I know this mod exists and that more content will be coming for it soon. So what is Führerreich in two cents? It is essentially like a reverse alternate history from Kaiserreich. So you know how Kaiserreich has an event, it's called Führerreich, the Legacy of the Great War, which is essentially just an event about a book that's supposed to be like our history. Well, it is Führerreich. And yeah, it is essentially a kind of Kaiserreich-like mod that's got a few things that are closer to our reality. So for example, of course, it's called the Legacy of the Great War. That is because the UK and the French Republic won. So yeah, these two are relatively the same. Then there is a few things that went differently. For example, Italy got its lands in the east, so no more crippled victory, no more fascist rise, although there are threats, of course, that Italy has to face. No Yugoslavia, because these territories went to Italy, but there's a greater Serbia. And the Kingdom of Serbia is still around. There's still Montenegro, who is a puppet of Serbia. However, the Slavia is Zapadoslavia, or Western Slavia, and that's the essentially new Czechoslovakia. And Poland, does not have certain territories. Germany lost more to the west. There's a Rhenish, inter-allied Rhenish Republic. And there's the Kiel zone, which is under Denmark. And instead of Nazism, you have Valkism, which is the extreme ideology that has risen up in Germany, which is essentially, well, a little bit like a kind of mystical technocracy. Essentially, it's more liberal socially and less liberal economically than Nazism, but it is still extremely authoritarian. And its leader is, of course, this Adam Dressler guy. And yeah, that's, for some reason, the actual national populist is Hermann Göring. So as you can see, it's an extra ideology as opposed to all of the actual Kaiserreich ideologies. The Kaiserreich ideologies have been renamed, some of them. Well, actually only the extreme left ones. So there's the vanguardists, who are the totalists. No more syndicalists, it's the collectivists, essentially the communists. And then there's the libertarian socialists instead of the radical socialist. The USSR is not existing, but there's a Russian SSR with a bunch of puppets that can form the USSR under Sergei Kirov. And yeah, tighter union or strengthen the SSRs so you can make the Soviet Union and expand into Eurasia. And there's also a republic in Norway that's socialist. Greece has taken its, land in the eastern sector, although Constantinople is still the Ottoman Empire's, because the Ottoman Empire is still around, and Italy has its colony in southern Turkey. Also, France has more territory over here. Iraq is free. And there's actually a Jewish state already in Palestine. So the Balfour Declaration actually came through. And also, Lawrence managed to get the Arabs their land. Well, some of it. So at least Arabia is still Hashemite and is still, got some more territories. There's Kurdistan, there's an Armenia, Georgia is still under the Mensheviks, Azerbaijan is still free, and, well, there's an Indian revolt in India, but, wow, Trans-Caspian government. Oh, this is a guy. This is a guy and a half. In China, you have the KMT. That's not as strong as in our timeline, but yeah, it has to rival a big-ass Beiyang government by Jiang Zuolin, and I'm sure that the Empire of Japan will have a lot of increase in influence level. Test. I'm sure the Empire of Japan will have a lot to say over what goes on in China. The Guominjun is still around, the nationalist army of the Christian warlord. And yeah, a few more cliques, like a Sichuan clique, are around. Actually, Xinjiang is not under the control of the Soviets. It is actually under control of Ma Zhongyin, so it is more aligned to the Ma's. Then there's the French Indochina, just normal stuff. Siam, Netherlands, East Indies. How are the Netherlands, actually? Oh, it's a Nazi state. Okay, well, of course. Of course, Belgium also has a little bit of extra territory, Eupen and Malmedy. And the Spanish Civil War is, of course, four-way, because it has to always be one more contender. There's monarchist, phalangist, republican, and the Popular Front. So these four guys, I believe some of them can form alliances, but yeah, these four guys are fighting it out from the start, so no more breaking it out later. Of course, Italy's not invading Abyssinia because there's no fascism. Although maybe in the focus tree there's a way to invade Abyssinia. The Pan-Latin Dream. That's if Italo Balbo becomes the Duce. So you can have a kind of quasi-fascism. I wonder if he's the Valkist guy. Yep, he is the Valkist. Well, probably. There was a war in... oh, actually, Mexico, right. Mexico joined the Allies in... Or not the Allies, the Central Powers. So it got fucked out of Baja California. And Curtis is the president of the United States. The Americans have some problems, but of course they don't have a civil war. And hopefully they're going to become strong. And Central America and Southern America are relatively similar, except some differences. For example, there's like a Valkist state over here, Kruzub, which is a historical thing, but not of this period. There is a socialist republic in Central America, but the other ones are pretty much what you'd expect. Colombia is its own thing, Venezuela does, you know, normal stuff. Ecuador is an extreme state. Peru, actually, for some reason, has some territory over here. And Argentina is also kind of interesting, because it's got a very expansive focus tree that you may have already seen. Then the United States of Brazil also can have a civil war and has a generic focus tree. So this is essentially Führerreich in a nutshell. I don't have time to explain this further. And wait. Oh no, okay, never mind. I don't have time to explain this further. You're just gonna have to wait. Maybe one of these days I'll actually have time to record a episode. So the other things that I really like is how many decisions there are. Uses the decision system very well. And yeah, I haven't actually seen how well it is. Well, there's of course a lot of focus trees. There's 22, I believe. And yeah, I haven't seen exactly how well balanced it is because, again, I haven't had time to play it. But yeah, I hope you'll enjoy. And oh, Transylvania. Wow, that's a waifu. Anyway, yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Hope I'll see you soon. And that's a nice flag of Savoy. So yeah, hope you'll join me again whenever I play Kaiserreich. Not Kaiserreich, Führerreich. And of course, the Führer is Adam Dressler, which is why it's called Führerreich. And by the way, Hitler is the economy minister, because, yeah, Hitler is kind of like this world's Speer, in a way. He's kind of an architect turned economist. Anyway, have a good day. See you soon.